Hey, what is going on, guys? Pagani Gaming here, and welcome to round 2 of wheel-to-wheel racing for season 5. We are in the Group 3 Lexus at St. Croix B. We qualified in 8th position here. Not our best qualifying result. We didn't really have some clear racing room to get a really good qualifying time, but we weren't too worried about it as we move up pretty quickly through the pack. The car did feel really good at this track. With a bit of practice, we managed to get down to a really solid qualifying time within the practice lobbies. Just unfortunately we couldn't get it done when it mattered most. For any of you who are new to the wheel-to-wheel series, how these operate is we have 2 races, one 15-minute, one 30-minute, within one round. Usually the first race is done with a qualifying result, and the second race is the grid is based off the race results from the previous race. So if you finish first in the first race, you start last on the grid for the second race. Just sort of balances out the playing field a little bit for the less experienced drivers. It does make it more interesting as well, as you have to work your way back from the pack to make those positions work. We've moved up into 4th position here, nearing the end of lap 1. We've got a couple of quick drivers up in front of us, a couple of Div 1 drivers. They got bumped down into the lower lobbies because of their performance in the last round. Bit of a close call there with MRPD, who hit the wall, and thankfully the game ghosted at the right time, and we didn't end up having a collision with him. Our race strategy was to just go for a no stopper. It was quicker to have a no stopper. Bit of short shifting required just to get the car to the finish line. Brake biased all the way to the rear just to put minimal wear on the tyres. Bit of a send up on the inside of there of Troy. I wasn't really anticipating to put a move there, but the door was open at the time. I thought I just had to go for it. But me, Antichrist here, having a really good battle. He's going to make the pass on the inside of us. Unfortunately for him, because he's got that inside line, he's going to have a slower slower exit speed. So we're going to go on the outside of him, and we're going to have a really good battle with me and Antichrist. Not the first time as well. Me and him have had a battle for position here. Me and him go way back in season 4. Where we and him would battle for first place back and forth within multiple rounds. And again, another lap later, and same exact part of the track, exact same move up on the inside, same corner, everything. Shallow entry and a poor exit speed because of that, and we're going to go around the outside. But this time we're going to let him come around just to avoid that possibility of having a collision and ruining our chances of getting a first position. So we're doing pretty well here. We're contesting for second place. We're always in a shout out for first. Troy HQ coming around the outside. For some reason the Lexus did not feel good around that corner in the tail draft. So Troy HQ coming around the outside. We're going to tuck in behind him as they cross the line to side of lap 4. Whole lap later, nothing much more happened. But toward the end of the race, toward the end of that lap, we went a little bit wide, and that opened the door for our teammate Evil One. So another thing about this wheel-to-wheel league, I'm in the Lexus GR3. It's a pretty good all-rounder car. I'm actually the team owner of Lexus, and Evil One is one of my team drivers who I have managed to sign up and get a contract with for the season. He's a pretty quick driver. He's a Div 1 driver, but unfortunately in his last round, he did have a poor performance, so he did get bumped down into the Division 3s. I'm a Div 2 driver. Same thing happened to me because of my performance in the last round. I got bumped down into a lower lobby. It still doesn't mean that the competition is any easier. As you can see, 3 wide come near the end of lap 6, and we've got 2 penalties up ahead. One with Evil One and one with Troy HQ. And me, Antichrist here, just trying to chill back here and gonna let them 2 battle it out. There you go, Troy HQ burning his penalty. Unfortunately for Evil, he wasn't aware of having to burn your penalty at the same time, at the same lap you got your penalty. So here I am flashing him, trying to warn him, quickly slow down. You're gonna cop a penalty for not burning off your penalty on the lap you attained it. And what I mean by that is within the league again, there's a stewarding process between actual people within the league, and one of the rules is that you have to burn your penalty on the lap you got it. And unfortunately for Evil, he wasn't able to do that. Whether he forgot or I'm not sure what he was thinking, but because of that we went up into first position here, and thankfully nothing much more happened. But unfortunately as well, Evil having a really poor moment there. I'm not really sure what happened. He was In the shout for coming third, maybe second. Could have been a 1-2 for Lexus, but unfortunately for him, he got sent into the pits. I'm not really sure what happened there, and he finished in 7th position. On to the second race now, and this is the 30-minute race, based on the lap times. So the first race was 7 laps. That's around 15 minutes of race time. Next one's 14 laps, which is about 30 minutes of race time. Like I said before, at the back of the grid now because it came first in the first race, and a pretty poor start. Didn't make up any positions. I'm known to get a really good start just off the bat because of how well I timed the green light. So we're on the outside of Warpath and Antichrist and put ourselves up into 10th position, and we're gonna stay behind Gassing Greg here. And I'm not sure what happened here. On my screen I didn't hit him, but I think on his I did, which sent him into another driver and put that guy on the wall. So I'm not really sure if that was my fault. Again, on my screen I didn't hit him. Well, we moved up into 8th now. We're behind MRPD. He's going for the Supra. We're going to pass Solsay there. I think he's just staying out of the way of all the quick drivers to not hold him up. We're going to go on the inside of MRPD here, and we're going to have a little drag race down the bridge. St. Croix is a pretty good track. It's pretty hard to get it all correct in one flow. There's a lot of different lines you can take with multiple corners around this track. You'll see one corner coming up very soon where drivers tend to take very different lines to one another. We're going to get squeezed there a little bit wide by NPR. That's going to open the door for Antichrist to come around the outside. It's going to take 8th position off us, and as well as Warpath behind us in the GTR. He's running the privateer team. So we have, I believe, 8 manufacturers. So we have Aston Martin, McLaren, Lexus, BMW, Ford, Toyota, and Jaguar, and I think there's a privateer, Nissan, which is Warpath, and I think another guy in another lobby who's running the Nissan manufacturer. But we've moved up into 7th place here, behind Heartstopper in the R8, who's just going to brake a little bit late, and it's going to open up the door for us to move up into 6th position. And by this time, the drivers up ahead were far too gone to make any form of progress. But we've come into the pits behind CCH. Towards the end of his stints, his tyres were wearing off in the McLaren. I'm going to assume it was the tyres or whether he was running low on fuel, because towards the end of those stints he was really slowing down, which was making it easy for me and Evil to catch him up. So we've come out in 6th place here. Evil in front of us there, collecting the wall, unfortunately, putting him down behind us. But he's going to make a move on the inside of us, very similar to Antichrist in the Aston Martin from the previous race, and get a move done. However, he does get a much better drive out of that corner and manages to hold into that position. So we started using him as a buffer to try and pull us towards the front of the pack, and unfortunately, not the result you want to see. 2 Lexuses having a collision, Evil running wide, hitting that barrier, and me having nowhere to go. Again, Evil collecting up the wall and put Warpath behind us in the GTR in a bit of a pickle with what to do, so he just had to back out and just stick behind me. And we try and make a pass on CCH here. He's unghosted at a pretty rough time to try and judge. So he's going to stick up on the inside. I didn't have much of an option to do. So we put ourselves up into 5th now as we're approaching the last lap, and we think we're like in a position where we can be pretty happy with our position. 1st and 5th is a pretty good result for the night. Probably even get to a 4th if we can catch up to Evil. But we've got the McLaren behind us, and we picked up a 1.5 second penalty for cutting that first corner a little bit too much. A bit too much of the corner cutting there. And we've got CCH coming around the outside, trying to make a move there. That's not gonna work. You're gonna stick up behind us. You're gonna flash us to let us know that you're gonna try and make a pass coming through this tricky section of the track. I was thinking of defending here, but the overlap was already there, and I couldn't make that happen. So he's gonna make the move on the inside, and then we're gonna try and come through here and probably save the race there, almost losing it completely. Full lock to the left just to try and save that. Unfortunately for Warpath, he managed to bump me and that slowed him right down, but I let him take that position back off me because of the penalty. Again, it was a pretty good race, pretty good race results across the whole board, 1st and 7th. I'm pretty sure the whole Team Lexus did pretty good on points, some solid points from Team Lexus. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. With that being said guys, I shall catch you in the next one.